Conor McGregor's life took a wild turn again, and this time it wasn't inside the octagon, it was on the dance floor of an Ibiza nightclub. What started as a fun night out ended in absolute chaos as Conor found himself at the center of a violent outburst that's now turned into a serious legal mess.
Violence, I mean, it comes from somewhere.
Dude, he's like, what is it?
I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. Like,
dude, I can't put my finger on. I mean, there's definitely something.
Like,
there.
dude, he has some hate in his heart. Like, I know, like,
it's like when you talk to him, there's not hate. There's just like
a deadness to him.
There's not.
He's kind of dead.
It all went down at Pacha Nightclub, one of Ibiza's hottest party destinations. Conor McGregor, the 36-year-old UFC superstar, was caught on video knocking a man out cold with 2 punches. The video spread like wildfire, causing outrage all over social media. What looked like just another night of celebration quickly spiraled into a public relations nightmare and a legal storm. The man McGregor hit, he wasn't just anyone. He was reportedly a longtime employee and close friend of Wayne Lineker, the powerful nightclub mogul behind Ibiza's famous Ocean Beach Club. Wayne didn't waste time, he came out swinging with a post calling out McGregor, describing the incident as a completely unprovoked attack. To him, the victim was family, and Conor had crossed a serious line. Tuesday morning, the internet exploded with footage of what happened. It showed McGregor delivering at least 2 punches. The first one seemed to miss or just glance off the guy, but the second, it landed perfectly and dropped him flat. People watching say it was a classic sucker punch. No provocation, no warning, just violence. The fight went down in Pacha's VIP section. Earlier that night, Conor had been at Ocean Beach Club, puffing a cigar, smiling for pictures in bright red shorts, sun hat, and sunglasses. Even posed with TV star Katie Price, who posted the moment on Instagram, writing, "You legend."
McGregor is now under investigation by the Irish police. Why? Well, he tweeted out that maybe mass migration isn't the world's best idea, and this is the verboten thing. You are not allowed to say this in Europe, or you might be elected Prime Minister of the Netherlands, because the reality is that in Europe, Europeans are beginning to realize that importing millions of people who hate your civilization might not be the world's best idea, particularly when you have an open social welfare state, which also bankrupts your country. You can try to silence people like Conor McGregor. You can try to claim that they're just being xenophobic and awful. But that isn't actually...
But what followed was far from legendary. Wayne Lineker, 63, posted a heartfelt message online. He couldn't hold back his disappointment. His now-deleted post described the victim as a kind, gentle soul, someone who had worked at Ocean for 8 years without ever raising his voice. Wayne was furious. He deleted all his posts featuring McGregor and said, "We at Ocean Beach Ibiza will always put our family first." His words made it clear this wasn't just a scuffle. This was a betrayal. McGregor had attacked someone he knew, someone part of the family.
Pulls out of fights, then the Conor's the real fighter, and then Khabib's a coward. So Khabib found him and kind of smacked him a little. Said, "You call me a coward, motherfucker?" Like that kind of shit. And there's a video of him saying it to him, talking to him in Russian. And Conor saw that video and flew from Ireland with a bunch of fucking gangsters all the way to New York.
Too crazy.
Yeah. There might have been some substances involved. Not good though.
No.
I mean, he literally might wind up in jail. It's entirely possible.
A close friend of the victim gave more insight. He said the victim had a few days off planned already, but it was obvious he'd been caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Apparently Conor was treated like royalty at Ocean, free drinks, free tables, but his behavior was controlling. If you took out your phone around him, you were told to put it away. It's unclear how the victim got so close to McGregor. The friend said the man didn't plan to press charges. He wasn't injured badly, just shocked. Wayne Lineker, though, handled the aftermath like a pro, supporting his staff and keeping things calm behind the scenes.
McGregor is in a very violent field. There are some people who
are drawn to those sports, and that's their sort of outlet for aggression. And, you know, they're in those sports because of the physical prowess. We all have some level of violence within us, but they use that sport to channel their violence. But in their personal life, they're not violent against other people. They know how to channel that violence when it's appropriate.
Still, just because the victim didn't take legal action didn't mean the authorities wouldn't. Once that video went viral, the police got involved. Even though Conor wasn't arrested right away that night, reports confirmed he was later taken into custody and charged with strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief. It was a serious development, and it added yet another chapter to McGregor's long history of trouble outside the cage. Assaults, lawsuits, confrontations. His reputation keeps taking hits, and not the kind he throws in the octagon.
Serious allegations today about UFC star Conor McGregor. On the same night, he made headlines for this stunt, punching out the mascot at the NBA Finals. A woman says McGregor violently sexually assaulted her in a bathroom at the arena. Now, as Stephen Fabian reports,
people who were there described the scene as total chaos. One clubgoer said something must have been said to tick Conor off, and he exploded. The man who got punched fell hard, and his friends rushed to help. Another person described the moment like a bowling alley. When Conor hit the guy, 5 others nearby stumbled and fell too. The victim was clearly shaken. The bouncers didn't wait. They pulled him out of the club immediately, not to protect him, but because apparently he had annoyed Conor. Then Conor left through the garden. He didn't look happy. The fun night had turned into a disaster.
Conor McGregor, I think, has a problem.
What about you? You know, it's competitive.
The guy is not making any fucking sense here.
I'm not going to drink it. This will be. I'm not going to drink because I'm going to train 3 times today. And I tell you why. When I trained this morning, I don't usually train 3 times. I just feel like 3 times a day. I'm a little mate.
The guy's just said, I'm not drinking today. For a start, I was hoping he was drunk.
No, I don't. I'm the creator. I'm the creator, so I wasn't necessarily.
A video that surfaced left little room for doubt. It showed McGregor going right at the man and dropping him with a powerful left hand. For fans and critics alike, this wasn't a one-time thing. This was yet another case of Conor's reckless behavior. On Reddit, fans weren't holding back. One said 2 sucker punches with his good hand to knock out a drunk dude. McGregor has fallen off. Another added, drunk randoms? Conor's favorite pastime is assaulting randoms. The sympathy was gone, the respect fading fast.
UFC star Conor McGregor has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman at the Miami Heat game on June 9th. Heat and NBA security are also being accused of separating her from a friend and forcing her into a bathroom at Kaseya Center, where McGregor allegedly forced himself on her. McGregor was at the arena to take part in a halftime show. The accusations come in a letter that was sent by the woman's attorney to McGregor and the Heat, saying the correspondence is in anticipation of litigation. The woman met with police, but police tell ESPN they have not yet completed a report.
McGregor finally broke his silence. He posted something on X, formerly Twitter, that many saw as a passive-aggressive excuse. You won't speak bad about my country and its people. He didn't mention the nightclub fight, but people assumed it was his way of justifying what happened. Was something said that made him snap? No one knows for sure, but the silence from his team and the lack of an official statement made things even worse. Media outlets tried reaching out, no one responded.
Like I said, I've got 2 fights on the contract. I'm in negotiations. Last week something happened to me. I went to the White House, and my country is in my, my heart bleeds for my country right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on back home. I'm happy with what I've done. You know, there's something else for me that's in my gut right now, and that's kind of where I'm going. So we'll see. Greatness don't rush, and right now Ireland is in my thoughts, and that's where I'm.
Years ago, Conor McGregor was a different man. He was sharp, exciting, full of energy. He talked big and backed it up inside the cage. Fans loved him not just for his fights, but for the way he brought life to the UFC. But now the headlines are more about lawsuits than leg kicks. His last UFC appearance was in July 2021, UFC 264, where he broke his leg in a brutal match against Dustin Poirier. After that, he kept teasing a return, he called people out. But months turned into years and it became clear that something had changed. He wasn't just healing physically, he was drifting away from the sport.
UFC star Conor McGregor has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman at the Miami Heat game on June 9th. Heat and NBA security are also being accused of separating her from a friend and forcing her into a bathroom at Kaseya Center, where McGregor allegedly forced himself on her. McGregor was at the arena to take part in a halftime show. The accusations come in a letter that was sent by the woman's attorney to McGregor and the Heat, saying the correspondence is in anticipation of litigation. The woman met with police, but police tell ESPN they have not yet completed a report.
Even with all this, McGregor was still getting red carpet treatment. At Ocean Beach Ibiza, he had VIP access, free drinks, the works. His fame was still powerful, but after this latest incident, even that star power might be fading. Club owners are now speaking up and fans are turning their backs. Those legal charges, strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief, they're serious. If the court rules against him, it won't be just about fines or PR disasters anymore. This could mean real jail time. His once unstoppable notorious brand is now tangled in lawsuits and scandal after sketch. No longer about belts. It's about survival.
Serious allegations today about UFC star Conor McGregor. On the same night, he made headlines for this stunt, punching out the mascot at the NBA Finals. A woman says McGregor violently sexually assaulted her in a bathroom at the arena. Now, as Stephen Fabian reports, McGregor.
Meanwhile, there's another man who's been stuck in this McGregor madness. Michael Chandler. It's been more than a year since Chandler missed out on the fight of a lifetime against Conor, and he's not moved on. If anything, he's clung tighter to the dream. He talks about it constantly. He acts like it's still going to happen, but deep down, he's chasing a ghost. That fight, cancelled because of Conor's fractured toe, was supposed to take place at UFC 303, right in the middle of International Fight Week. Everything was said, and then it fell apart.
So Chandler, if I had a lie detector test on you right now, on a scale of 1 to 100%, do you win on June 29th against Conor McGregor?
I'm 100% positive that I win on June 29th.
That's my boy.
I think even just outside of the physical aspect of things, I just believe that I was born for a time such as this. I believe that my entire life has led up to this, and obviously I am very biased because it's me and I've had a fine tooth comb through the entire thing.
That matchup would have been massive. Conor was finally making his comeback after the 2021 injury. Chandler had a shot at writing his name into UFC history by beating the biggest star the sport had ever seen. It would have been a night to remember, but instead the toe injury cancelled everything. No main event, no fireworks, just disappointment. Since then, Chandler's career has gone sideways. He fought twice and lost both times. First to Charles Oliveira, and then more recently to Paddy Pimblett.
Ladies and gentlemen, a happy new year to you all. I'd like to announce the return date for myself, the notorious Conor McGregor. The greatest comeback of all time will take place in Las Vegas for International Fight Week on June the 29th. Come a little closer. And the opponent, Michael Chandler. And the weight, Mr. Chandler.
But losing hasn't dimmed Chandler's obsession. If anything, it made it worse. He still believes McGregor is the key to everything. He wants that fight more than anything. More than titles, more than redemption. He's turned it into a mission. Interviews, Instagram posts, public appearances, it's all been about one thing: fighting Conor. But people are starting to laugh. The passion that once inspired fans is starting to look like desperation.
McGregor or Chandler, who wins? Probably Conor McGregor, I reckon, would catch him early. Nah, probably Chandler, to be honest with you. I don't trust in McGregor coming back. We'll see what happens, you know.
Recently, a video of a comedian mocking Chandler went viral. The guy stood outside a Wendy's drive-thru and did a perfect impression, shouting, "Yeah, can I just get Conor McGregor, get your house in order and come share that octagon with me, see you at the top?" The internet lit up. People laughed because it felt true. Chandler's turned into a punchline, and that's heartbreaking because at the heart of it, he just wants his moment.
Cannot wait. You know, McGregor, he's got, you know, this is someone who truly wants to fight. He has nothing to prove. He's got all money in the world, right? And so does Chandler. Chandler has something to prove. These are two guys who are getting there, and they're really looking forward to fighting each other. You know what? If it goes a distance, I have Chandler. If Conor can find Chandler's button, which I think he will, if Conor can be patient and find that button and rock him and put him away.
He even posted a cryptic message online, just one word, Conor, and a date, January 24th. He was hoping the UFC would take notice. He wants to believe, but UFC President Dana White didn't sound hopeful. When asked about Conor, Dana said, "He's not fighting anytime soon. I haven't talked to him in a minute." That one sentence, cold, distant, felt like a final nail in the coffin of Chandler's dream. He might be hoping for something that's never coming.
Either guy can win. I think if Conor comes back with the same timing and speed that he had before the injury, if he comes back to that, he's going to stop Chandler. Chandler's very hittable, covers. Conor's a guy, when you're in front of him, it looks like he can't touch you, but he touches you. He's longer than he looks when he's in there, and he uses his length and speed and timing really well to close that distance, and Chandler's a guy who needs explosive movements to get in and out, you know, and if Conor's timing's the same, I think he...
And what about Conor, the man Chandler keeps chasing? His own future is just as unclear. That 2021 leg injury was devastating, not just physically, but mentally. Since then, Conor's been gone. No wins since 2020, a long losing streak. The last time he was in the cage, it ended with him screaming in pain, unable to stand. That moment, him sitting there broken, it changed everything. He lost more than just a fight, he lost momentum, maybe even his fire. And Chandler, he knows he'll have to hurt Conor if they ever fight, because Conor is dangerous in the early rounds. That left hand still has power. But if the fight drags on, Chandler believes Conor can't keep up. Still, both men know they're playing with time, and time doesn't wait. McGregor's name keeps popping up, but not always for the right reasons. Another name now back in the mix, Nate Diaz. Nate and Conor's history goes way back. They first clashed in 2016. Diaz shocked the world by submitting McGregor. 5 months later, McGregor got his revenge with a decision win. Since then, fans have begged for a trilogy. Nearly a decade has passed, and nothing. Now Jake Shields, Nate's close friend, is calling Conor out. Stop being a bee. Fight Nate. Everyone wants this. But McGregor's silence continues. No confirmation, no denial, just more delays. Shields blasted the UFC to stop being cheapskates, make the fight. Fans are tired of waiting. This trilogy could be the biggest fight ever, and yet it just isn't happening. Turns out McGregor was even supposed to act in a movie where Nate Diaz would have fought Jake Gyllenhaal. McGregor dropped out. Maybe it was the injury, maybe something else, but every time fans think he's coming back, something new gets in the way. Conor's long recovery hasn't been easy. That leg injury in 2021, then a fractured toe in 2023, his body might not be ready no matter what he says. Even when he shows up at events like Bare Knuckle FC, he's not fighting, he's hyping others. He still claims he wants to fight maybe in June, maybe against Nate in Las Vegas on Mexican Independence Day. But when asked about it, Nate just shrugged it off. He doesn't believe it'll happen, and honestly, neither do most fans. Michael Chandler, though, refuses to give up. He told Mirror Fighting he still believes McGregor will return, and when he does, it'll be against him. We still have to finish Tough 31. We need a real contract, a real fight poster. He says he's okay if it never happens, but deep down, it's clear he's not. The obsession is the dream too real, and now Conor's story is stuck somewhere between the bright lights of the past and the shadows of the present. A superstar who can't stay out of trouble, a fighter who hasn't fought in years, a man with millions watching, waiting. What's next? For McGregor, no one knows. But time is running out.